It worked! Scouts saw a few dragons on the horizon headed this way. It's time to go. They're too far away to tell for sure, but I'm certain it's your wife. The visiting Sephiran dragons always approach from the opposite direction. Take this. It's the antidote to the magic suppression they gave you. It'll take a while to fully kick in, so I think it's best to drink it now. We don't know when you may need to use your power. Let's go. I've already instructed the court mage to drop the palace's glamour, so that your wife can enter unhindered. She'll likely beat us to the courtyard, which is where my mother went upon the first sight of their approach. I have no idea, but if you've got any plans on how to handle this, be my guest. Have you forgotten? You're the ruling monarch until you say otherwise. This is, by definition, your problem. But I will stand with you, whatever decision you make. I trust your judgment. Mother may be blood, but so are you. And you haven't conspired to commit treason. I accept that our actions have consequences. But let's go through here.
Is this what we can expect of Zateron? Violence instead of diplomacy?
Diplomacy stopped being an option when you kidnapped my consort.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Do I look stupid to you? I've used magic to find them. A symbol of our bond led me right to them. Here, in this palace. Do not play with fire, Petra.
Have we abandoned all decorum? My title is that of a queen.
Your title is nothing. You are queen no longer. Your king is dead. The crown rests on the head of my beloved and no one else. Now bring them to me or I will turn this place to rubble.
No need for that. They're right here, Your Majesty. On behalf of Saphira, I sincerely beg your forgiveness for my mother's treasonous behavior.
Stefan! What are you doing?
The right thing, Mother.
Dearest.
Not so fast! Guards, restrain them!
Disregard that order. They're our ruler by right. She has no power here.
Dearest, are you all right? No, I'm fine. I'm just fine, I promise. Your magic is suppressed, isn't it? I can feel it.
I've given them an antidote. They'll be back to normal soon.
And you are?
Your brother-in-law, Stefan. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, though I wish it were under better circumstances.
Likewise, Stefan. I'm afraid pleasantries must wait until we've dealt with less pleasant matters.
Guards! Heed my orders, or I'll have you all horsewhipped! Why will you not obey me?
Because you are not the sovereign.
You arranged this. Why?
What you're doing is wrong, Mother. You were queen. I grew up as the son of a king. But that just wasn't enough for you, was it? You had to kidnap, lie, and threaten my very blood because you decided that I should be the Dragon King.
My son. How could you do this to me? To us? Everything I have done for you!
You did it for yourself, Mother, and no one else. Do you think I would take pride in my crown if it were won this way? Do you think I would accept it, knowing that even before you tried to take my siblings' magic, you tried to take their life?
What?
My son, it's not what you think.
You forged a letter from noble families loyal to Saphira to lure the true heir away from the palace, and you hired assassins to ensure they never returned. Do you deny it?
He asked you a question.
You want the truth? Yes, I did. Your father was weak, and they were lined up to be weak right after him. My son could have been the king this country needed, So I did what I had to in order to give him an undeniable claim to the throne and the royal power. Why would I ever have cared for you? You were an obstacle, an annoyance to be tolerated until I could give Stefan your birthright.
But to strip them of their magic? Kill them? Mother, you've taken leave of your senses.
I would see you arrested and punished severely for your crimes.
You have no right to make demands.
Hold your tongue, or I'll remove it myself.
Guards, restrain her.
Don't touch me.
I don't need to touch you to immolate you where you stand.
There's no need to threaten such violence. I'm sure we can reach a peaceful resolution.
I'm not interested in a peaceful resolution. I'm interested in a resolution where you are put to the sword for your crimes against both of our kingdoms and against the love of my life.
I demand true justice.
And I demand your head. Dearest, what are you doing? No, let me pass. She would have you killed. Stripped of everything you are, she deserves to die. Regret it. She tried to have you assassinated. She took you from me. Why would I regret justice? Let go of my blade. Your hand is bleeding. Dearest. You're right. Of course you're right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What is your order? What would you have me do? Very well. Guards, take her to the fortified cell in the dungeon. She's to be kept under constant guard.
Stefan, listen to me. Stefan! You can't let them do this!
I ask but only one favor of you. The guards who served her likely did so under the threat of harm done to their families. I beg your mercy for them, in exchange for their fealty. Then please, allow me to be the first. Your Majesty, I kneel before you as both your brother and your subject. I swear fealty to you from this day until my last day, and condemn the acts of treason we have borne witness to. I invite your subjects to bend the knee alongside me. Will you accept our fealty? Thank you, Your Majesty. Long may you reign.
Long may you reign. You're back. Is everything well with Stefan? Good. I'm glad the council was understanding. I'm relieved to hear that Saphira will know stability again. Yes. I've decided we must sacrifice our power. Dragons must pay the price. It's a relief that we're of one mind on this. Yes, we have until midnight tonight to give the Keeper our decision. It will take us a few hours of flying to get there, so we must leave by midday at the latest. We have at least enough time for me to tend to that hand. After all, that injury is my fault, and you'll be able to fly better if I deal with it first. Sit down, please. What will become of Petra? And do you think this trial will result in her no longer being a danger to anyone? That's good. I'm so sorry, my love. I nearly went mad with fear at the thought of losing you. I lost all sense of reason. I would hope that you wouldn't do the same for me, dearest. One of us must keep our head on straight at all times. She told you what? That whole time you thought I was... No. I was grazed by a sword, just a small cut. It won't even leave a scar. You thought I was dying somewhere in this palace, only alive at her whim. Oh, dearest. It would seem that we have both endured entirely too much in the last 2 days. I want her to pay, but I'm glad you stopped me. You were right. I would have regretted it. Killing someone in cold blood in an act of vengeance, it's not who I am. That's not who I aspire to be. You were right to stop me, and I'm sorry you had to. Hold still. There. Good as new. I love you too. We should go. I know, and I do still look forward to spending more time with your brother and seeing your home, but just now we have more pressing issues. And besides, we'll be back. On top of addressing your succession, we must still face the people for the choice we're about to make. First in Zateron, and then here in Zephyra. Come, there's still work to be done.
You have returned. Just in time, too. Welcome back. Have you made your choice?
I have. We have. To end this chaos, we offer up the ability of all dragons to make other dragons like them. We willingly restrict our magic to that passed on only by blood and by birth, in exchange for harmony once again.
You seem so clear-headed now, where before you were clouded. What has brought about this change?
My beloved was taken from me. I did not know where they were, or indeed if they still lived at all. But I did know, with every fiber of my being, that all I wanted was for them to live, no matter the cost. I know my people would do the same for their loved ones.
Do you think that your people will accept your decision so easily?
I don't expect them to. If I had the time, and the resources, and the good fortune to get the blessing of each and every one of my people before making this decision, I would. But I'm sure you understand more than most that such an endeavor would be impossible. I'll live with my people's anger, and I'll live with their hate, if I must. But their ability to carry on, to use magic in moderation, and to live must be preserved at any cost.
And you're certain that you're willing to pay it?
We are.
Your desire to protect your people and to ensure their very survival is pure and unwavering. The two of you are offering, between you, the very existence of all dragon shifters. To end this war and bring harmony between regular humans and those who are magically gifted. And magic itself, the force that binds us and surrounds us, accepts your noble sacrifice.
I feel strange.
A great amount of magic has just left both of you, and indeed, every dragon in existence. It is expected that you should feel drained of energy. You will grow accustomed to it in time.
So that's it. It's done?
Not instantly, no. It will take some time to redistribute that which has been taken for so long. But by the time you return home, I think you will find the situation much improved. The sick will become well again. Crops will begin to grow and thrive once more. Your next harvest will be the best in years. Humans will be able to grow their families again, and the villages will once again know the sound of children's laughter. Your people may not all appreciate what you've done for them right away. Indeed, the dragons may never truly forgive you. But humans will recognize what you've given.
It will be up to us to divulge this news to the council, dearest. Let us hope they do not insist on a dire punishment.
You are still the queen, your majesty, and you retain your dragon form, as does your consort. You will still hold your power. It is only up to you to wield it.
You're right. How can we ever repay you for your guidance?
I need no payment. Magic sustains me, as it has sustained every keeper before me.
My dearest is right. You have a standing invitation to call on us should you ever want for anything.
The thought is kind and most appreciated. You know where to find me should you ever require the Council of Magic. Go now. You've a long journey ahead of you.
Thank you, Keeper. It is done. This is far from over, dearest. But for the moment, let us find our way to camp. We shall rest and hold each other tightly, both tonight and for the days to come.